Hello viewers, welcome to this lecture series on general biology. In today's lecture, we're going to look at the introductory part, and we're also going to look at the general characteristics of living things, the characteristics that distinguish living things from non-living things. Now, what is biology? Biology basically is the study of living organisms. The word biology is derived from the Greek word bios and the word logos. Bios means life, while logos means knowledge. It is said to be the science of life and living organisms. Now let us look at the characteristics of living things. The characteristics of living things are as follows. 1. All living things are both complex and highly ordered. The second characteristic of living organisms is irritability. All living organisms respond to stimuli or change both in their internal and external environment and thus maximize their chances of survival. The third characteristic of living things is that all living organisms are capable of reproduction. The fourth characteristic of living things is growth and development. All living organisms are capable of growing and developing. Then regulation. Organisms are complex and possess multiple regulatory mechanisms that coordinate their internal functions by responding to stimuli and coping with environmental stress. The sixth characteristic of living organisms is homeostasis. All living organisms maintain relatively constant internal conditions that are different from the environment, a process known as homeostasis. All living organisms also feed, that's nutrition. The next characteristic, the eighth characteristic of living organisms is respiration. All living organisms respire. We're able to carry out respiration. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Even plants carry out respiration. The ninth characteristic of living organisms is movement. All living organisms are able to move from one place to another. Animals are able to move actively from one place to another using various locomotory organelles, but plants can only make some relatively slow movement. Living organisms also excrete. That's the 10th characteristic of living organisms. They are able to excrete metabolic waste from their bodies. The 11th characteristic of living organisms is adaptation. All living things have the capability to adapt to their environment. They interact with other organisms and the non-living environment in ways that influence their survival, and as a result, they adapt to their surrounding environment. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please keep watching more of my videos from my YouTube and TikTok channels.